I'm going to give it 3.5 pawns.
I would do 4 and 1 drunken.
Wow, 4.
Yes.
4.5.
Yeah.
5 pawns. 5 pawns. This is a golden pawn game. Mushy mushy everyone! We're back here. This is the review of King of Tokyo. If you haven't watched the playthrough, do it now. It's going to be up here somewhere, I think. It'll be in the... Probably put a link in the description below. That's probably a good idea.
Where are you pointing? You just point all
Everywhere.
over.
Description below.
Everybody all points in every direction. No matter what you do, it's right.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we just got through with King of Tokyo. Basile was the winner. He also is the one that brought the game. Coincidence?
Yeah, and also only remembered the rules at the very end.
Oh, yeah. Watch the playthrough.
You remembered the rules at the very end.
No, you did.
I don't remember anything.
He's the one that was like,
I remember
wait
that
a
you were
minute.
in Tokyo. He remember. Well,
No, you were like, wait a minute, you were in Tokyo the whole time. You couldn't heal. That's exactly what he said.
couldn't remember to not heal while he was in Tokyo.
You guys, make sure you
Anyways.
don't let this bleed into your review.
Anyways, so we're here. We're going to review this guy. Also, I just want to point out, we have in the Stein tonight, Basile brought...
5th Street Brew Pub.
Yes. Which ones?
The Festbier and Herbivore 2.
Yes. So check them out. They'll be in the description below.
I wish it was called the Festbian.
The Festbian?
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
good
like
one.
Shakespeare themed.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest. I don't know. That sounds good.
But anyways.
Thespian.
Festbian.
Quit trying to keep us on track.
Sorry, I mean, yeah.
Bring it back. So, I'll start with the review this time because I guess we're
It's your
supposed
turn.
to be doing it.
Yeah, you rotate.
I like to just put it all on Basile at first, but
No.
it's fine.
It's kind of fun. I like putting them on the spot.
That's fine.
Whoever's
I'm
last
okay
has to
with
pick,
it.
like, oh, it's great. Anyway.
But I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I remember enjoying it the first time I played it. It's just been so long since I played it, I couldn't remember. But after playing it again, I remember this is a great game. A great illustrations. It looks fun. The characters are reminiscent of all of your favorite kaiju characters that you could think of. There's one that kind of looks like Cthulhu in here. You got Godzilla.
Yeah.
That guy, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but King
Copyright
Kong.
safe. He's Mecha. I mean, he's Mecha.
I think he's supposed to
Copyright
be-
safe.
He kind of looks like Ghidorah, too. Like
But-
one-headed Ghidorah.
Yeah, I can
I
see that.
really thoroughly enjoyed this game. If there's one small thing that I could have a grievance about would be these things move very easily. And I found myself, I don't know, maybe it's just this one.
Nope.
But I found myself like being like, it was like in between numbers sometimes like that. And I'll be like, oh shoot, was I at 12 or 13?
Yeah.
Or like on these, like it just like kind of moves a little too easily. I wish it was a little tighter, that way it wouldn't. Or they put like something on the back that would hold that so these...
Yeah, that's when I would put it down. It would kind of like it just happen.
Every time, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only little grievance I have with
Also,
it.
that's pretty well loved. So it
True.
could be that it's loose because of that.
Yeah.
True, but just something to look out for when you're playing. Just keep an eye on your track there. But other than that, that's my initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Basile?
You
brought
this. Yeah. This is easily one of my favorite games. I've probably played this at least 100 times.
Ooh, wow.
Which might explain some of the
love.
Some of the love. I love the art. I love like the simplicity of like jumping into the game, but the complexity of the strategy. Like it's really easy to get into, but there's a lot of different strategies for winning. So it, I really high remarks from me, for sure.
So I like this because I think this is complicated enough to keep adults of any age entertained. Honestly, any age. But it is simple enough that I think, I don't know what the box says, but I could easily see 12-year-olds and above being able to play this.
8 plus.
8 plus, that's a lie. It's 12 plus. Easily. Bringing an 8-year-old to this game, being like, no cards.
You would probably whoop an 8-year-old so hard.
Well, yeah, because they wouldn't know the rules. Because there's a little bit you got to keep track of. So.
There's a little bit of leeway, but I think that's what kind of makes it nice. Like the overall gameplay and strategy itself is relatively simple. However, if you really think about things and you try to time out and kind of like map what you think is going to happen next, for even an adult, this is a fantastic game with high playability. Again, I always say this, but if you're on vacation, bring this game. You could play this thing 4 times in a vacation easily. No problem.
4 times in a row, really.
That's right.
I mean,
I've gone gaming sessions where I've played this like 15 times in a row.
This would be a good one for a championship.
That's why it was strange. That's why I asked you if you had any expansions, because it's strange to me that you don't have any expansions.
I know. It's on the list. I always mean to do it. I just never pulled the trigger.
There are several expansions out there you can get. I'm not 100% sure what they are. That's just me being unprepared. But I know one of them is like a pumpkin guy. It's like a Halloween expansion, which that would be cool to play.
Yeah,
like just
super cool.
See what kind of cards it adds in, stuff like that. But anyways, before we get in more of that, let's go to how many pawns?
I think I'm gonna give it 5.
Dang.
I'm gonna give it the 5 because it has everything. I mean, like I said, I've played this game at least 100 times.
Yeah,
and
that's...
it's still up there for me. So.
That's a pretty good... Yeah, I mean, if you played it that many times and you're still loving it, that shows that it's a good, well-made game.
So... I was originally thinking 4.5. However, I can't actually find a reason for deducting 1/2 point. And given that I said this would be an excellent championship tournament-style game...
Oh, yeah.
This would be a great tournament game, and honestly, for that, that's definitely a 5-star.
5
pawns.
Got 5 pawn. Well,
are you gonna upset the apple cart?
The thing about the game is,
Who
though,
has apple carts?
I love...
Steve has apple cards.
Steve have apple carts.
If I could speak. I'm just kidding. I love the game. There's the strategy involved, like with the cards and stuff. There's so many different cards. I mean, look at this stack of cards.
Yeah.
This is all that. This
Good
is stuff
point.
that could completely change the game at any point in the game.
But yeah, it's upside down, but that's okay.
Farts. There we go.
I mean, at any point in the game, it could just change dramatically. There were points when we were playing, if you watch the playthrough, that I thought I was going to lose there for a second, but then I got a bunch of health and got back up, and then it just stuff like that just kept happening. Where you think you're about to lose, but you just don't. And there's ways to get back with cards and everything. This is 100% a 5-star, 5-pawn game, which makes this a golden pawn game.
Dang.
This is only the second golden pawn game that we've had. The first one being Dwarven Smithy.
Yep.
Eventually, I'm gonna make an actual golden pawn and try to send it to these people that we just for fun, because why not? But yeah, definitely 100% check out this game. We may eventually just do it again with the expansions. There is also one called The King of New York. I'm not sure. Have you played that one?
I have.
Is it similar?
It is. Yeah.
Very similar.
I only played it once because it was somebody else's game, but they let me take a run at it. But
Maybe we should check that one out.
I would be
if
down.
it's extremely similar to this one, I don't know if we'll do a whole episode about it, but maybe.
Yeah.
So yes, check out this game, Golden Pawn game from the Drunken Pawn. Yeah. So I don't know what else there is to say.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I wanted to touch on one last aspect. Like they're some of the cards, they bring in other aspects to the game. So like in this one, extra head, you get 1 extra dice.
So the
And
little wire.
Just like all the little aspects. We didn't even touch on the the counters. Like there's just a ton of different aspects to this game, and for me it was just that perfect balance of complexity to keep it fresh, but simplicity to jump into it.
And you can just keep it. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
The movement's great. Thank you, Richard Garfield.
Yes.
Thanks. So that will do it for the review of King of Tokyo. Remember to stomp on that subscribe button. Check out our Instagram. There's other things if you watch our playthrough. I'll put links all over the place, description down here, all over the place. But thanks again for joining us at the table. We'll see you next time on the review part of the Drunken Pawn.